Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Paramount, their part number DP441AL 18PA. This is a drop plate is what it is. Drop plates are accessories for door closers, and if you sell hardware, if you're relatively new to the hardware industry, you're probably going to want to review the manufacturer's catalog on drop plates, because you don't want to supply your client with a closer that requires a drop plate and not know it, because that's not fun. There are different drop plates, and basically what a drop plate does is it permits you to accommodate a door closer into around a space that it's not otherwise intended to work on. And it's really because of either a lack of real estate space to install it onto, or there's something dimensionally odd about the door and frame relationship to each other, or the wall for that matter, that eliminates the standard closer as you take it out of the box and just putting it on. So in the case of the 18PA, that is, the 18 is just a number that's used. 18 is a number that you'll see used by other manufacturers to infer that it's a drop plate. After the 18 come the letters, in this case PA. A PA is a parallel arm. That's thankfully really lucky and easy. A parallel arm closer, if you've got a standard door closer, you know that you're probably going to be able to install it in one of the three ways. If your closer is tri-packed, you'll be able to install it in either regular top jam or parallel arm. And when you look at the template for the closer installation for those three mounts, and if you discover that the door and frame that you are working on doesn't accommodate or cannot, that's where you look for a drop plate or some accessory, maybe a corner bracket or a mounting bracket or a drop plate. The PA is going to infer that, okay, we're talking about a parallel arm bracket installation. What causes you not to be able to install a closer in a parallel arm bracket is when you simply don't have adequate top rail to get the closer installed, meaning you're going to have glass on the door is what's really going to happen. Any sort of raised surface or conflict with something installed onto the door, like a light kit or raised molding, is going to be problematic for a drop plate to mitigate. But when you've got a small top rail and then you've got glass without any trim hanging off, like you would see in an aluminum storefront, or in a wood door that just has round over prairie style molding, regular sort of square, some sort of molding that's not raised, or sticking that holds the glass and that's not raised, you'd be looking at an 18PA bracket. And that's what this is. And it's got a whole mess of holes in it, and when you study it, you might initially say, gosh, I have no idea what's happening here. But when you look at it a little bit closer, you really quickly realize, okay, I get it. These are the holes for the closer body, and there's double the amount than what you need. That's literally because these are non-handed. The closer, the 441 this is going to mount with, is going to take two holes here and here, or here and here, depending on how you're installing it. This plate is non-handed because of all of the holes, plus the countersinks for the mounting holes are countersunk on both sides of the plate, because you will get screws to mount everything, wood screws and machine screws, to install everything down to what you need, including being able to hold you're going to get the plate mounted to the door, and you're going to get the closer mounted to the plate itself. And that's how this works. You'll literally install the plate onto the top rail of the door, obviously on the push side. Then you're going to utilize the 4 of the 8 holes necessary. The other non-used holes, they're covered by the closer body. You'll never see them. With the only downside really is that you see this drop plate from the opposite side of the door generally. Not generally, you will. But that's considered acceptable. When you walk up to that door in the fast food restaurant, you're going to pull the door open. If you notice, you'll see the closer plate up there. Anyway, so an 18PA is used for that sort of installation. There's a link below this video to the product brochure, and let's just take a quick stare at that. That's going to show you the 441 closer, and on page 2 of that document is going to refer to the 4 drop plates that are available for this model. The 18PA being by far the most common. Well, they're all common, but the 18 is a pretty common unit. The important part, if you're new to this, read the parts and accessories, and you're going to see how the definition of each of the plate applies. And you do have to, use your mind's eye to try to imagine all of this, because they don't show you graphically how each of the plates are installed. But the language is quite clear. So let's just focus on the 18PA. Drop plate. Required for parallel arm installation where the top rail of the door is less than 6 inch. Cannot be less than 6 inch. But at a very minimum, it cannot fall below 3 inch. So if your top rail is between 3 and 6 inch, you're going to need the 18PA. Very typical, typically used for aluminum storefront applications, where hopefully you have at least a 3 inch top rail. The 18TJ, of course, is common. That's going to assist you in getting that closer body installed onto a header where you don't have enough real estate to install that onto that skinny little header. Even a hollow metal 2 inch header is not going to work for getting a TJ installed, a top jam mount. So in that same scenario, if you had an aluminum storefront and your top rail was less than 3 inch, well, you're not going to do an 18PA. You won't do a parallel arm mount. You'll look at that TJ, that would be the fallback, the top jam, because that'll get you down to 1 3/4 inch minimum. Okay, so that's probably going to serve for everything that you need. Okay, the plate weighs about 3.8 pounds with the screw pack. The overall height is about 5 inch. The overall length, about 12 5/16. It's just a hunk of steel that's been painted aluminum. At this time, Paramount does not offer it in any color other than aluminum. On this job, we have to spray these dark bronze to match the rest of the hardware. Moving forward to the installation instructions, they are the installation instructions for all 4 drop plate possibilities that you'll have. The 18PA is on page 2 of that document. It's also the back side of that as well. Okay. Basically, it's giving you all of the dimensional properties of where you are going to install everything. And as we look at the installation instructions, they give us the dimensions in millimeters. No problem. Divide that. If you don't speak millimeter, well, it's not 1990 anymore, so take your millimeters, divide it by 25.4. You'll have your inches, and you'll see that there are 3 dimensions. 214 millimeter, what's that going to be, 9 inch? 8 inch maybe? 214 divided by 25.4. So 8.42 inch, so 8 7/16. That's going to be the center line of the hinge, the vertical axis of pivoting, whether it be a hinge or a pivot, to that first hole. Okay. If you want to do a 90 degree, you probably want to do more than 90 degree. You might like to do 110. But you'll notice that you've got 90 degree, 120 degree, and 180 degree. You'll notice that the closer plate gets closer to the hinge. If you wanted to try to accomplish 105 degree, take 214 minus 176, divide that number in half, add it to the first value, or deduct it from the first value, and you'll just determine it from there. There's no hard and fast rule to this stuff, but that's the guideline of how you'll convert that. Once you've got that first dimension, you're going to space everything else off accordingly in terms of where you're installing it. Okay, you've got your height listed there. And looking at the template, the vertical height and the horizontal height, as you can tell, is really not super critical, but that vertical height is super critical because that's going to judge where everything gets mounted. So be mindful to double check all of those dimensions. you know, you've got 24 millimeter, so just, you know, 7/8 or so. Don't quote me, I'm not doing the math in my head, so do the math. Millimeters divided by 25.4, that'll give you a decimal. You can convert that into your fraction if that's the way you roll. I roll that way too. You've got the parallel arm bracket dimensions that are there as well, so very handy to have all that. And I'm looking at the page is why I'm looking down. Okay. Finally, if you have any questions on how to install your Paramount drop plate when you get it in your hands, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Paramount products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Paramount 18PA, the DP441AL 18PA drop plate, or any other Paramount product, company that I like them, I'm partial to them, and I'll tell you why. They don't have an incredibly wide footprint of imported builders hardware, and they are like many others in terms of having a good quality imported grade 1, grade 2 door closer, exit device lock set. Their quality of their product and their packaging is on par with everybody else, but what sets them apart is their responsiveness. There's one person over at Paramount, and she knows who she is, and she has it covered, and that's why I send work their way, because they TCB, they take care of business, and that's why they continue to get orders from me for this stuff, and I will go to them, especially in the Amazonification culture that we now live in, where everything people just expect is growing on a tree, which it's not in many instances. Paramount does a great job at helping all of us live to, in my opinion, sometimes schedules that should have been thought out a little bit earlier. And the people over at Paramount understand that, as do we, and we use them, and they just knock it out of the park for us. Anyway, thank you, Paramount. Any questions on the 18PA, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.